All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Real South Africa. Of course, if this is your first time, hey, you're about to enjoy some actual content from the Republic of South Africa from our company, the Real South Africa. And like I said, people actually enjoy exactly what we do. We bring you travel and tourism opportunities. But during this episode here, we're going to be just kind of reviewing some information that or video that Steve Harvey put out about South Africa. I think it was very important. So go ahead and check it out. So I'll see you inside the studio. Hello, everyone. This is Mark Edward Blanton from the Real South Africa. And I'm just coming to you live from South Africa, actually. And I wanted to chat with you guys a little bit. But first thing I want you guys to do is to like and subscribe and hit that notification button so you can continuously get new content. And of course, you can always go back and look at the old content as well. And if you're new to the channel, then welcome. We really appreciate you. But those who have been with us through this entire journey, we truly appreciate you guys, especially those who have booked trips, those who have came on trips, who absolutely enjoyed the trips, those who actually wanted to do an interview. And it was like, because I want people to know what's actually happening here in South Africa versus what they've heard in the past. So we really appreciate you guys as well. So, but there's, like I said, there's a few topics that we kind of want to talk about, obviously. And obviously, we're going to migrate over to Steve Harvey. We really appreciate some of the comments that he has put out about being in Africa and, of course, coming to South Africa. I will say this to you. He is always here. We're out and about all the time, and we meet so many different people that are South African, and they're like, yes, Steve Harvey's here. I mean, I didn't even know, but he's here. And they're like, he took a video with them just recently, or he might, took a picture with them. And I believe, the word on the street is that he may be, trying to relocate to South Africa, or at least, have a place to stay when he does come here. And of course, he's welcomed, and he's found out that he's welcomed as well. So that's one of the topics that we're going to actually, talk about. But one thing that I want to talk about before that is the fact that, this movement to South Africa, or this movement to Africa, is very real. People are, looking to leave America and maybe set roots here in Africa. But I always say, because this is how I did it, it started on a trip. I came here as a tourist. I came here as a tourist several times. And once I came here as a tourist, I got to understand the lay of the land. I got to understand where things were, just the kind of the rules and the customs and courtesies that were different than the U.S., because this is Africa, regardless of how you want to cut it. This is Africa. So with that being said, we highly recommend you guys coming here on a trip. And so what does that mean? We do want you guys to reach out to us. We really do. And we want you guys to, obviously, subscribe to our social medias, because you're going to find a lot of good content, directly from us. Things we do on a regular basis. We actually, we either tweet it, or we put it on Instagram, we put it on Facebook, we put it out there somewhere so you can see it, to see what's actually going on here in the Republic of South Africa. So again, it'll be, in your best interest, if you're looking at, coming to Africa, or better yet, coming here on a trip, follow us, subscribe, like us, do the whole nine, and, you'll be a happy camper. And of course, you can always go to our website, which is, therealsouthafrica.com, obviously. Go to our website. We're actually revamping it. We're putting even more content on there as well. So just go ahead and hit that subscribe button now, so you can, so you won't miss anything. So, and of course, what we try to do is, we try to, we have a conversation with you over the phone. And then basically it's very simple. Once we have a conversation, we kind of know what type of person you are, what you're looking for. And then we can devise a perfect package for you. Those that have came here before, they absolutely, and I'll tell you, as the owner, some people are like, oh, I don't want to go on safari, or I don't want to do this. And then those are the first ones that when they get here, because everybody's going on safari, at least for half a day or a day. And they absolutely like, wow, that was probably one of the best experiences that I've ever had. And, we're very proud to know, our people. And then we know what we have available here in all of South Africa to provide you the opportunity that you need here in South Africa. Now, one of the topics that I want to discuss, like I said, is Steve Harvey. Like I said, he's always here and so forth. But and you know what I'm getting ready to do right now, I'm just going to just show you the clip from the Ellen show he was on just recently. Okay, check it out, and then we'll talk about it.
Shooting it, or you were just going to shoot it, and now it's a huge hit.
Yeah, it was really amazing because when I went to my partners at Fremantle who own Family Feud, I said, I want to buy the international rights. Of course, they're great partners, so they said, yeah, but everybody told me, Steve, don't go to Africa to make TV. You can't make good TV in Africa. I said, why not? And I just thought it was a great idea. So I took the show over there to 2 countries. I took it to South Africa and Ghana. And Family Feud is the #1 show in Ghana and the #1 show in South Africa. And it is funny and...
So guys, what do you think? That was a very interesting story. We really appreciate the fact that Steve, wanted to, let people know, like, how did he end up in Africa? I will tell you this though. One thing that I noticed that people immediately told him, don't go to Africa. You're not going to make any money in Africa. There's nothing for you there in Africa. And obviously that wasn't the case, because he came here. He made a big splash when he was here. He was on all the radio shows. He was on the TV shows. And then, of course, like you said, he was #1 here in Africa. But I stressed the fact that people, first of all, I'm just so happy that he came. Number 2, that he's still coming here, and he found something here in South Africa that he couldn't find in America or anywhere else. And I'm sure he will, as we put on another clip, because I got another clip for you from the same interview. He will explain it to you a little bit more in detail. But these are the things that happened to us when we moved here. Why would you move to Africa? You don't need to move to Africa. Why would you do that? And so I've heard these boo birds before, and it's a little disheartening. I know there's a lot of us that want to come, but there's always that person or family member or friend that will discourage you from coming to Africa. And then you never, your dream doesn't come true, your bucket list doesn't come true. So, it's very interesting. So again, I would love to hear your comments on what he just put out. Of course, those in South Africa, I know you guys are excited just like I am about Steve Harvey being here all the time and so forth. So, but those that are not in South Africa, leave your comments. We would obviously we read all the comments. We would love to hear them and so forth. Now, I want to put on another clip of Steve Harvey on the Ellen show. Check this out.
For me, that made being in Africa, and this is just like a little serious part to it. Being in Africa for me, as a 64-year-old, 63-year-old black man at that time, it was the first time in my life where I woke up every morning and I was no longer a minority. And that was the most unexpected, incredible feeling I've ever had. Everybody should experience what it's like to be in the majority. I mean, not you, but I mean, everybody else. Yeah. Well, let's just say black people. Black people should go somewhere and just see what it's like to be in the majority, because you get used to it, and it's like a refreshing thing. I never knew how cool it was.
Yeah.
And when I saw white people over, I would go, where are they going? It was just amazing that they were there. It was really, really cool experience.
Yeah. Where are they going?
Of course, Steve Harvey, he cracks me up every time. He's still a king of comedy. One of the kings of comedy. But yeah, that experience right there, speaks to me very well because as he says, every day I wake up, I'm in the majority, and that comes with other things too, because a lot of us, especially in the diaspora, we've never done that. We've never been in the majority, ever, and we'll probably never be in part of the majority. You might live in a town that maybe have more blacks than anything else, but as far as a whole country, no, it doesn't happen. So Steve Harvey said it best. It's kind of hard for me to piggyback off of that, but that's how I feel, and I can honestly tell you, those that get here on a trip with us, they get off at OR Tambo Airport, which is the international airport in Johannesburg, and after a little while, I mean, it takes like a day or so, they start looking around and they start feeling like, wow, what's going on here? All I'm seeing is black people. And kind of like Steve Harvey said, when you do see a white person sometimes, you're like, oh, look at, and they're over there, and so forth. So yeah, it is interesting, and so forth, but it really is important. And as he said, he's 100% right. Everybody should have the opportunity to, be in the majority. So of course, I would love to hear what you guys think. How do you feel about what Steve Harvey said? Is it important? I believe it's important. I'm here now in South Africa, and I'm not interested in giving it up. Like I said, we just did a travel show in Atlanta, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm in Atlanta, and I'm still having anxieties because I'm used to being in Joburg. There's just a lot of black people here, and progressive black people doing great and wonderful things. So now there's another, the last segment I want to share with you that Steve Harvey mentioned, and I just want you to take a look at this. Okay.
I bet that's amazing and should be an experience that a lot of people will experience, I hope. Why don't you want me to experience it?
Well, no.
I'm kidding. All right, we have to take a break.
Really, I think you should go so you can experience being a minority. Really, it would help everything out if everybody could be a minority for 4 months in a row. It would really help.
I agree. I think you're right. No, I totally agree. I thought that you didn't want me to be part of the majority, like surrounded by gay people. I thought you didn't want like a whole bunch of,
See right there? I done told you this before. I'm black. I got my own set of issues. I'm with you. We ought to all stick together and help each other get through this thing.
Yeah.
So again, what do you think? I think, Steve Harvey at 60 something years old has, he has an experience now that he can carry for the rest of his life. A lot of us can get this experience very early on, in our years, 20, 30 years old, and understand what it's like to be in the majority. And he's 100% right. Those that are in the majority from time to time need to be part of the minority so they can understand, the issues, and we probably could get along better. But again, I just wanted to share that with you. I really appreciate the fact that Steve Harvey has, shared, his stories with us. And like I said, there's a lot of us that are really interested in coming to Africa, and especially South Africa. But like I said, they just, they don't know anybody who went. They don't know anybody. Is every reason not to go. But I can honestly tell you, Steve Harvey really hit it home with just a few reasons, besides the culture, besides the food, besides, getting the opportunity to meet people in their space here in South Africa. It's priceless. And the things that you're going to get while you're here, that's something that you're going to share with your friends and family, even if they didn't go, and so forth. So I would say to you, like I said, reach out to us at therealsouthafrica.com. We'll be more than happy to assist you. And if you have any questions, please leave them in your comments, and we'll be more than happy. Or you can reach out to us via our email at info@therealsouthafrica.com. And of course, you can always go to our Instagram page, leave comments, and then so we can take care of you. But yeah, contact us now to start your journey. And I'll see you out there, and hopefully I can see you in sunny South Africa.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the notifications button so you don't miss out on all things The Real South Africa. Thanks again.